It's Kismet, and I hate killing our planet. Hot take. I know. Truthfully though, sewing and making things with fabric is a really difficult hobby to have and make ecological. 7 to 10% of our landfills are comprised of fabric and fabric goods. That's why on this channel I'm really passionate about, and I make a huge effort towards using up all of my fabric scraps. Whether it's for weird patchwork projects or turning it into cabbage, which is stuffing made of fabric bits. But even so, there's a part of my mind that is occupied with what goes into making the fabric that I use. The materials harvested, the manufacturing energy, the water used to make it, the chemicals used doing it. So imagine my joyous shock when I learned of a fabric called Lyocell. What is Lyocell? It's a fabric made of wood. Huh? I know. It is a man-made natural fiber that is biodegradable, made with a closed loop manufacturing process, and it has me cautiously excited. So how do you make fabric out of wood? Well, let's quickly talk about what fabric is. A piece of fabric is made up of threads. Threads are woven horizontally and vertically to make up fabric, aka the weft and the warp. Depending on the size of thread and style of weaving, you can make up a bunch of different styles of fabric, such as denim, satin, terry cloth, and a bunch of others. And then depending on the material of the thread, you have your fabric makeup. This is how you get a polyester denim, or a silk satin, or a poly cotton waffle knit. So to make fabric, you need thread. And now we circle back to how do we make thread from wood? Strap in, this is the cool shit. Step 1, acquire tree. Step 2, turn tree into wood chips. Step 3, mix wood chips with solvent, put a pin in that, and heat. The wood then breaks down into pretty much raw cellulose, which is what makes up all plant matter. This is called dope. The 2010s are calling me. Dope kind of looks like syrup or honey. This thick honey-like material is then extracted through spinnerets, kind of like making pasta, but ultra fine, in order to make itty bitty fibers. The machine for making these fibers reminds me a lot of like a Rube Goldberg machine. Like, I don't know why, but seeing one, it just looks like a giant complex game of mousetrap to me. But then those fibers are taken and further processed by machine, and from here they look and behave a lot like cotton. Now this process is not super new. Viscose, modal, and rayon are all fabrics that are partially at least made up of wood fibers. Where Lyocell is different is in the solvent I mentioned. N-methylmorpholine N oxide. I'm not a biologist, so don't come for me, but I'm going to try to explain this. The super short version is that cellulose fibers are really, really tightly knit to each other. It is hard to break them apart and make dope. But this solvent essentially gets in there and like melts it apart a little bit. It doesn't destroy it, it just like lubricates it to fall apart. And what's so special is that after being used to break down that cellulose, it can be cleaned off the dope fibers, distilled out of water, and reused again and again. It does not leave the processing loop. It's not only extremely reusable, but if you have a reliable manufacturer, it is never leaked or otherwise exposed into our environment. This is called a closed loop process. Additionally, as mentioned at the start of this video, Lyocell is biodegradable. It's made of cellulose and therefore will act as cellulose does. The timeline of breakdown is a bit unclear. One of the most popular manufacturing brands, Tencel, claims it will break down within 6 to 12 weeks, but some independent experiments have kind of found otherwise. It seems like it greatly depends on the soil condition as well as the current detritivore count. How many worms and roly-polies and even cockroaches are in the dirt breaking down the matter, turning it into soil. There are a few other really cool things to talk about, but really quickly, I do want to mention some of the drawbacks. Mainly, the fabric is only as sustainable as the tree harvesting process used. It seems most major production brands do have this in mind though, and they try to use sustainable tree farming practices. What I think is really cool is that eucalyptus and bamboo are really popular choices for these fabrics, which is awesome because they're both super invasive. They grow like weeds, they don't require a lot of water, and they don't really require fertile land either. Plus, like I said, they're super invasive, so it is good to try to regulate those sorts of organisms. The second main drawback is pricing. Because Lyocell is kind of a new product and process, production seems to be underdeveloped and still quite small scale. Small scale equals expensive. Once production lines can create more and buyers can buy in bulk, the price drop should go down the chain. I did a little bit of research and I have this flax linen that I order all the time and I really, really love for $20 a yard. And I also found what looks like a comparable Lyocell linen for $17 a yard, which granted the $17 a yard is a sale price, but you know, on Etsy, everything is constantly on sale. But you know, do your own research. I'm sure you can find comparable pricing. And since I was looking at these listings already, I figured I might as well order a little bit to compare and contrast. I actually didn't order this Lyocell. I was talking to my husband about it and he saw me looking at a listing, and so he found the listing and ordered it for me, which I think was very, very sweet. But really quickly, let's compare and contrast. So this brown fabric is a 100% flax linen from Fashion Wholesale Direct. I order from this place all the time. I really, really like this linen. It's got a good hand feel, a good weight. The things that I've made with it get softer and nicer every single time that I wash them. It doesn't require regular ironing unless I like shove it into a suitcase really poorly. But if that does happen, it irons out really, really nice. You can see the weave in this fabric. You can see the weft and the warp. It's got a pretty generous stretch on the bias. Yeah, I really, really love this linen. Compared to the Lyocell linen, you can still see the pattern of the weave in this. And especially if you hold it up to light, you can see all of the threads. It's got a really, really nice look to it. It's got a really nice hand. It's much lighter weight than the flax linen. And I would assume that's because with flax, you can really only get the fibers and the threads so small. Whereas with Lyocell, you can get them way, way finer. As far as wrinkling goes, when you like crumple them up in your hands, they seem to be somewhat comparable. I would say the Lyocell does a bit better. But one thing that's really awesome is the Lyocell linen irons out so effortlessly. It actually reminds me a lot of this polyester twill that I also got from Fashion Wholesale Direct. Just in terms of like the hand of it, I guess the polyester is a bit more like, I don't know, smooth in its movements. The Lyocell not quite as such. I also have this polyester viscose linen. I can't remember the exact makeup of this fabric. I'll put it up on screen. Viscose, like I said earlier, is a similar production process to Lyocell. But from what I saw in my research, it seems like the viscose is just not as green of a process or as effective of an extraction. But I would say that this Lyocell is most comparable to the polyester viscose in terms of like weight and hand and drape. The Lyocell is maybe a bit lighter weight. This is also just one listing for Lyocell that I ordered, so it's possible that different brands, different storefronts have different weights and textures available. I now have 3 yards of this Lyocell and I am so excited to make something with it. I do have a specific project in mind that I think I'll do pretty soon, so feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see that. So with all of this said and done, I would not say that Lyocell is necessarily the end-all be-all magic bullet for fabric. You shouldn't blindly trust H&M because they use it for some of their products. As I said before, Lyocell fibers behave a lot like cotton, which means it is very agreeable to being mixed with other materials, including the literal devil, polyester. Just because Lyocell is biodegradable doesn't mean that the plastic it might be mixed with is all of a sudden. But currently cotton production at large is maxed out. We cannot meaningfully increase the amount of cotton that is being produced and processed. Plus, cotton takes tons of water not only to grow, but to take through the manufacturing process. That's why bamboo and eucalyptus are such great choices for Lyocell because they require such little water. And that dope phase that we talked about, you can dye that, meaning you are skipping over all of the huge dye vats that are used to dye fibers and threads and fabric. So if it is available, I would say Lyocell is currently one of the most sustainable fabric choices you can make. But just don't let companies take advantage of you and advertise that they're using Lyocell, making you think that everything is hunky-dory. Do your research, use your brain, be a thoughtful consumer. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. I was just so excited about this cool fabric and this new to me process of making it. And I figured if I thought it was cool, then someone else out there might also think it's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, all you cool cats and kittens, let's learn you about some fabric today. Threads are woven horizontally. Why do I keep saying horizontally? When you go to bed and you sleep horizontal. Can you hear that in the garage? That is my lovely husband making me a little counter for markets. I love him. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work.